Yo, yo, and a wicked cup of cocoa. I don't know why I'm channeling my inner Mrs. Doubtfire today, but what's good, everybody? You know what time it is. If it's the night before a match, I have completely perplexed Philly right now. If it's the night before a match, it's time for one more sleep. You know my voice. It's the Scarf, J.R. Lieberton, sitting on the interwebs to my right is today's version is Funkmaster Philly. What's up, Funkmaster Philly?
Well, since you started rapping, I guess it's very appropriate that I had the name. I didn't have it for any other reason other than I couldn't think of anything originally. And so you just, your Uvaginiah Doubtfire rap was musical. So there we go. Wiki, the wheels of steel. Scarf.
Yes.
Today's a very happy day for me. You want to know why?
Yes. Why?
I found a really nice German deli in Glendale today. And I took a path down to the happy world of Haribo.
I love Haribo.
The happy cola ones. And they're authentic German. You want to know how I know they're authentic German? They say Das original on it. So I'm quite happy today.
So what is this German deli that you found? Plug this German deli. What is this German deli you found? Why haven't you taken me there?
Continental. It's on at San Fernando. It's a nice German deli.
Nice.
We had a great knockwurst sandwich. Panda had the one where you have the verse wrapped with it, cheese on the inside. We got some Haribo. We got a bunch of good stuff. They've got legit German Jägermeister, not the kind you find in Bevmo, the kind that they use as a digestive in Germany.
Did you bring any home?
No, but we can go next time because it's open till 5. And dude, the Haribos they have here, they're not the Fugazi American kinds. Like this is legit from Bonn. She imports these stuff. They even have the Smurf ones. She said they would order them. In German, Smurfs are called Die Schlumpfe. And that's a really good segue considering we're going to be battling against Die Schlumpfe from San Jose.
I love it. That is a solid segue, my friend. That's right. This is a club that we should be pretty familiar with because we played them just a couple of weeks ago. And unfortunately, as we all know, they gave us our first Major League Soccer loss of the season. Look, the bottom line is don't tackle a guy in the box in the 83rd minute, and we would have been fine. It would have been 1-1, but unfortunately, Daniil Maldonado got a little happy on the thorn in our sides no matter where he's playing. Jeremy Ebobisse, unfortunately, we lost on a scarf goal there, 83rd minute. Philly, this is a club that is confident against LAFC, even going back to last year and the way that they play us at their stadium. It's time for us to defend the former bank that is BMO Stadium tomorrow.
Look, you're not wrong. They are confident. This is a team that, well, they haven't had that much time to do anything since us. They only had one game, and they lost that game last week on the road to the LA Fallacy. Now, while they've certainly improved in terms of points, what they haven't improved upon is wins on the road. San Jose is still winless on the road. And that's going to be a really big part of the story for them coming into the hostile environment that is BMO Stadium. But that being the case, they still have a really good team. They still have solid players. Christian Espinosa is the second leading scorer in Major League Soccer behind Denis Bouanga. And sure, we've got a game against Carson in the Open Cup. Sure, we got a game against Leon. 8 games in total in the month of May. And while every game is important within its own right, this is certainly a game to not look past.
Yeah, look, I'm saying we circle the wagons, rally the troops. This should be the last time we see a full MLS starting 11 first club, first team player roster for the next, 11 days or so. Because, look, I don't think we should play a full first team against Carson in the Open Cup. I am on record on saying you just roll the kids right back out there with Eldon and the boys. Dude, that was a hilarious meme, by the way, where they showed Eldon Jakupovic walking out with the 2 player escorts. And they said, this is Eldon walking out with his front line for the Carson match. I was like, oh, that's so mean. They're so young. Either way, it made me laugh. But look, what San Jose won't have coming into this match is one of the most exciting players to watch in all of Major League Soccer, and that's Cade Cowell, a player who, look, I know Christian Espinosa is their guy. Jeremy Ebobisse is a veteran goal scorer in this league, but a player who, to me, is worth the price of admission, one of those guys that you buy tickets for, is number 44, Cade Cowell, and he will not be on the pitch for San Jose.
International duty is the scope of that. And speaking of international players, somebody that has already been ruled out, that has international ties, your favorite player, Giorgio Chiellini, will not be playing for LAFC. Still day to day, as is Jesus David Murillo, Kellen Acosta. So obviously Maxime Crepeau. So it's unfortunate that yet we don't get to see Chiellini yet again. And I know how much you love Cade Cowell. You loved him so much that as we were doing the pre-production, we out your players to watch because you were so excited to see him. You forgot he was on international duty.
Man, I feel like the kid has been a teenager for forever now. It's unbelievable.
He's still just a teenager.
I mean, he's so good and so talented and so young. And I mean,
Zach Morris on steroids.
I've said this before, man. He is built like Tarzan. If they were to make a live action version of Tarzan, yes, he doesn't turn 20 until October of this year. I feel like we've been watching him grow up right before our very eyes. He is an incredible player, but you know what?
Like he's already been grown up. Like he hit puberty like 10 years ago.
Yeah, they won't have him, so it doesn't matter. LAFC will have Denis Bouanga, Carlos Vela, and all the requisite resources that we need to put plenty past. I always say his name sounds like one of the characters from Gears of War, J.T. Marcinkowski. He's not a grizzled war veteran. He's just
makes me think of the characters from Monsters Incorporated. Scar.
Oh, there you go, Marcinkowski. Anyways, look, Billy, let's get into it. Look, this is a club that many are already familiar with. First of all, if you're headed to the match, there is our first tailgate, first fan fest, in quite a while. And it is going to be taking up most of Christmas Tree Lane. So if there's anything you guys want to do at Fan Fest, make sure you head out there tomorrow. It goes until what time is it? Like
starts at 3:30.
Yeah. So make sure you get out there. It goes
till whenever you want it to go. Meaning, look, I don't know when it ends. Probably like half hour before kickoff. But regardless, I don't plan on staying out there. The minute that building is open, vroom, I am darting right into the friendly confines of BMO Stadium.
Absolutely. The only thing I know, I saw the setup. 1800 Tequila will have a booth posted out there, so make sure you go check that out. Anyway, we are fans.
I need to avoid if I want to maintain my May sobriety.
We are fans of the coconut version of that up in Founders Club. But either way, we're also fans of LAFC. Let's get in to our our players to watch for the game. I'm trying to zoom right through this thing. And look, I initially wanted Cade Cowell on here, but I'm going to go with a player who can be a thorn in our side. He knew us very well from his days in Philly, and now he's over in San Jose. Ramiro Montero is my player to watch for San Jose. He is tied for the team lead, I believe, with 3 assists. And he is a player in the midfield. He is a designated player for this San Jose team and a player who really does get the action going. If it's not on the foot of Christian Espinoza, it's going to be on the foot of Ramiro Montero, especially with no Cade Cowell in the lineup. He is a player who knows us well and a player who we really need to shut down going into this match. And for LAFC, I don't know. I woke up with a feeling, and I just think that he's clearly been our best defender for the last 10 games or so. But I've got a feeling that we're going to see something offensive in this match as well from Aaron Long. I love watching him play. He is commanding the air in a way that I've really only seen players like Giorgio Chiellini and Walker Zimmerman do in black and gold. Maybe when Mamadou Fall wasn't also picking up yellow cards and fouling in the box. He was another player that would do that. But Aaron Long is special in the air. And it'll go into something I want to say for keys.
Aaron Long?
Hey, there we go. I've got a feeling, guys, about Aaron Long in this match. And you know what? Hopefully I'm right.
So he was taken out last game, precautionary. He is not hurt. Steve mentioned it at the post-game conference on Wednesday. He mentioned it earlier today. Aaron Long is healthy and ready to play. And by the way, as is John McCarthy. John McCarthy is not any kind of questionable list. In the words of the great Yogi Berra, the former Yankee legend, and it sort of pains me to say that as a Mets fan, it's deja vu all over again. Not only are we playing a team that we played less than a couple of weeks ago, but my players to watch are exactly the same. Hit it, producer McPandas. Look, this is a clash of the Titans. You've got the number 1 and the number 2 scorer in Major League Soccer going up against each other head to head. Christian Espinosa has 8 goals on the season. But the last time he happened to score, well, not that big of a deal because it was the second to last game. He had 2 goals against LAFC. He had a brace, and he had the better of Denis Bouanga, having scored 2 goals to Denis 1 in that game up in the Gene Drome of in Santa. I keep wanting to call it Clarita. I know the 49er fans here would love it if it was in Santa Clarita. Santa Clara, Christian Espinosa hit 2 goals. He hasn't scored since. He did not score against the Galaxy, but he's got 8 goals on the season. Deadly player to watch and their offensive threat, their leading scorer, and he's tied for the leader in assists along with Montero, your player to watch. And as far as LAFC is concerned, he scored in 4 straight games, man. He's got 10 goals on the regular season. In 2023, he has contributed 22 times, 16 goals, 8 assists, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Wait, hold on a second. My math is way off. My math is way off. 22 goal contribution, 16 plus 6. I am so sorry. I had to think about that for a second. Look, this guy is en route to become the 3rd LAFC player to win a Golden Boot. How could you not keep your eyes on him? These are the 2 most exciting players on both sides. I know you love to pick and find that, not the diamond in the rough, but like the unsung hero. Me, the bull in the china shop, I like to go for the obvious. Christian Espinosa, Denis Bouanga.
Look, you bring up Yogi Berra, by the way. Did you know Yogi Berra won the Purple Heart because he was part of the invasion of Normandy at Omaha Beach? Yogi Berra, one of my favorite humans to ever walk the planet, also a 1965 New York Met and a manager for 4 years of our lovely Metropolitans, 1973 World Series, managed him right there, but a U.S. Navy veteran and a Purple Heart recipient for getting shot in the hand during the invasion in Omaha Beach. I mean, absolutely incredible life. This is not a New York Mets or Yogi Berra podcast, but you mentioned him, and I want to say thank you real quick to all the veterans out there. I don't know why I'm feeling it, but look, it's something that we are.
The show, so
we absolutely do, and a lot of veterans listening as well. Purple Heart recipient Yogi Berra. We know you would listen to the podcast if you were still with us, but you're not. All right, keys to the match. Let's get into it. First and foremost, I think. Again, going back to what I said about Aaron Long, with Kellen Acosta getting back on the healthy side of things, with Carlos Vela's set pieces being absolutely incredible recently, I think we're going to need to capitalize on some set piece brilliance. We need to create some corners. We saw Denis Bouanga do that wonderfully. We saw players like Mati Bogusz and Sergei Palencia able to create some corners for us last match. I think we are going to have to be particularly effective on set pieces in this match. I think we are going to get a piece of set piece brilliance from Aaron Long in particular. I think he is going to find one. It's also one of those plays. Ryan Hollingshead seems to find himself in the right place at the right time on these corners. We're going to need to show some set piece brilliance. And again, going back to the other side of the ball, Aaron Long has been absolutely brilliant on the defensive end on all these set pieces as well. And the second thing we absolutely have to do, we don't want to put our defenders in a spot where they have to either 1v1 defend or come charging at a player like a Christian Espinosa, where you might, tackle him in the box because you think that's what you're supposed to do, like we did on Jeremy Abobasi. We need to close down space early on these guys. We cannot give Christian Espinosa, Jeremy Abobasi, Jamiro Montero, we cannot give them free air and open lanes to run. We got to close down on their space. We have to be really good at man marking and communicating. And if we can close down the space and we capitalize on a set piece, I'm really liking my score prediction when this match is over.
I like it. As far as my keys to the game are concerned, one is pretty simple. It's what one of my keys was to the match last time around, except I put beware instead of destroy this time around. Beware of the leading scorer and the leading assist man on this team. LAFC played a very good game against San Jose the last time that these two squared off. Just a couple of silly mistakes led to them taking 3 points away and giving us our first win. Giving them their first win and our first loss. And the guy obviously to punish us, Christian Espinosa. Keep your eyes on him. And also, bearing that in mind, limit the mistakes in the defensive third of the pitch. The tackle by Daniil Maldonado was costly. I thought he was actually having a pretty good game prior to that, one of his better games. And obviously, fatigue has the ability to take away from players' focus, but these are guys that they're going to wait for you to make that mistake. And when you make that mistake, they're going to punish you. They've scored 16 goals on the season, but they've also given up 16 goals. So they're going to probably look to do the same exact thing against us that they did last time around. Steve even said in the press conference earlier today that he doesn't foresee them doing anything in terms of any tactical changes, nor will LAFC do anything tactically different. So if we stick to our game, limit the mistakes that we make, I see us winning this game. Not easy, very easily.
Look, Cade Cowell not being in the lineup means that Luchi Gonzalez is going to have to figure out something. That's for damn sure, because he is an incredible player. But I certainly don't think LAFC is going to do anything tactically different. So we'll have to see what happens to that. Let's get into our score predictions, because I almost went with the score du jour of 2023, which of course is a 3-0 win. But I think between Christian Espinoza and Jeremy Abobasi and Jaimiro Montero, there's just too many dangerous weapons out there. I think they are going to find one. However, we're going to find three. It's going to be a 3-1 victory for LAFC. I think this is our stamp on putting ourselves in that mindset, in that position to really do things in Leon against Leon. Yes, I know we have a game in between. Yes, I know it's against Carson and it's in the Open Cup. But look, let's be honest, everybody. If it was Colorado or Real Salt Lake, we wouldn't even be having a conversation about which roster and how many first-team players to play in this match. But because it's Carson, we're having a conversation for some reason. And I get it. I'm with you. I just feel like our eyes need to be on the big fish, not the medium-sized fish. And we're playing against rotten fish in that game. So I'm not seeing it. Either way, LAFC is going to announce their presence again with authority. It's revenge season as we take a 3-1 victory at BMO.
I like it. You mentioned the Colorado Rapids and Real Salt Lake. If you go to Ticketmaster and you check out the prices for their Open Cup tickets, it's enough to make you nauseous. The four of us, meaning me, you, Nina, and Panda, can buy 4 tickets to that game, buy round-trip flights, and probably spend less than we would on getting our opting into our Founders Club.
And the game's in Colorado,
though,
right?
that will be had on the next pod.
Yeah, and the game's in Colorado, right? So it's also free parking.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, one thing, and Panda, before you hit my score prediction, one thing that I wanted to talk about on the last pod, and I didn't, and it's gonna tie in. Don't worry, I'm not going off on a tangent. You asked in the press conference, Denis Bouanga, between him traveling, him playing in different continents, different time zones, a game every other day, do you ever get tired? And his response was,
no.
Yeah, no. And then it was a fun little pause. He wants to play all the time. He wants to win everything. MLS Cup, CONCACAF Champions League. And I know in the back of his mind, he's brewing because he knows he had a couple of clinical chances that he should have put away. And as a result of that, I think he's going to explode even more. As a result of tomorrow's performance, Denis going to pad his stats with 2 more goals. Now we can put the score prediction, Panda. He's going to pad his stats with 2 more goals, right? And it's, oh, yeah, there it goes. There we go. Fine. 3-1, it's going to be LAFC. Now, I mentioned 2 goals by Denis Bouanga. The other one, I'm calling it right here, is going to come by way of the potential new member of Rangers in the Scottish Premier League.
Ooh.
Deal is not done, folks. Deal is not done, but I will say I saw images of his agent at the Ibrox taken in a game over the past weekend. And if Fabrizio Romano is reporting about it, then you know that that's a strong possibility. So with Sifu knowing that his path goes to Europe, and by the way, that European transfer window opens July 1st, I think he's going to have all the anxiety and all the birds and all the butterflies out of his system. He's going to go out there and play a solid game. He's going to get the 3rd goal, and we're going to win 3-1. Christian Espinosa scores the other one.
Yeah, look, we know his agent a little bit, and we know that when Fabrizio reports something, when there's smoke, there's usually fire. All I know is, Philly, it's bringing me even closer to having my dream become a reality. I got to find the podcast, Philly. I talked about it in either 2019 or 2020. I remember us having a conversation, and we were throwing around the idea of who we would want on LAFC, like our dream players. And one of my dream players was Roberto Firmino. And I'm saying right now, that transfer window opens July 1st. He's out of contract. Can you imagine? I would lose my mind. I'm just saying.
Look, I mean, all right. If you want to wish it, will it into existence, that's cool. I'm kind of doing some things I wish would go back to life as well. I'm not going to say it. I'm pointing at it. You can come up with what I'm saying. Yeah, if you want, maybe from your lips to God's ears, who knows? Maybe that happens. But obviously, we still need Sifu's beyond the 22. So, we still need a U22 initiative for that designated player spot. Roberto Firmino ain't signing no damn contract, brother. That being said, it would be pretty exciting to have a player his quality here, or Antoine Griezmann, or somebody else. Or maybe we could just find the next unbelievable South American or Eastern European and have them kick some ass, and then we sell them off for a boatload of money. I like that strategy too.
Yeah, Philly, you got to research. Are there any 20 or 19-year-old German kids, right? You want to bring in a German kid to come on in here and score some goals too. That'd be great. Look,
well, we got this red and gold partnership, so it's coming into fruition. There was that rumor about that Australian kid that Bayern was talking about signing and then loaning out to LAFC. I don't know what happened with that yet. I didn't do my due diligence on it, but who knows? We're probably going to see a lot of German kids come through here.
Look, I feel like we're turning this into a podcast. The bottom line is this, everybody. We hope to see you guys out on Christmas Tree Lane. It's going to be an incredible tailgate. What we hear, by the way, if you're listening to this, it's luau attire tomorrow for the tailgate. So bring your Hawaiian shirts. Philly's going to wear maybe the coconuts and a grass skirt. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
You're the one who has the grass skirt.
I do. I've worn it several times. The fun part is being back with all of you guys out there on Christmas Tree Lane. It has been way too long. Philly and I will be there early. We'll talk about all that right after this. But either way, you guys, Philly's got 3-1. I've got 3-1. And we didn't even talk about it. Philly refused to show me his score prediction. That's what I get for giving Philly a little bit of power. But you know what?
Up.
It is.
You trusted me.
I know, right? It is what it is. But either way, the cool part is now, Philly, we get to play ourselves out with the cool guitar riff.
Wait. Before we do that, I want to leave you with one phrase.
I like it.
The kids and the grown-ups love it so. The happy world of Haribo.
Bye-bye.
Cue guitar.